Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about the Great Reset in this video after what's going on with the banks. The Bank of England says a digital pound CBDC presents a big opportunity. Heard of the Great Reset? Well, this is it. Following largest transfer of wealth in history during pandemic, governments have created unsustainable, unrepayable levels of debt. And people still are under the impression we're going to pay this debt back at some time. We're absolutely not going to. In fact, I believe all these countries are looking for that reset. This way they could start over. What a surprise, FTX, now SVB, the Great Reset in action. And a lot of people believe this is just the beginning. And former Dems, including Clinton donor, Obama official, dominated SVB's board. Now, we know they were all about that woke agenda. And I feel that going woke has ties to the World Economic Forum as well, like a massive cult behind that. And I also know that there's Republicans as well as Democrats on board for this great reset that's going to come. This is an opportunity as much as a danger. Time for central bank power and fiat currencies to end. Time to end the UN and the World Economic Forum. Now, it doesn't matter if we invest in XRP or not, because this is still going to happen. They don't need my money or your money. We're retail investors. They already have all the money they need to push forward with this. You see country after country getting ready to roll out a CBDC. Crypto just plays a part of that. Without crypto technology, they would never be able to push forward with this agenda, in my opinion. But they would have came out with a different technology at some point. So it was inevitable. Mark of the Beast system incoming. EU Parliament. Mandatory chip implants for EU citizens published. The EU has been studying mandatory chip implants since 2017 and has an in-depth published study examining the technology and the barriers needed to overcome in order to chip their population. Now, if you look at this, they want to make it easy to interact with certain things like your health and your money. But it's worse than that. This is the beginning of a slavery system. And I'm never going to get that chip because I honestly believe somehow if it's not this chip later, you will get the mark of the beast. I don't believe it's going to be in chip form. I think it's going to be something bigger. The conspiracy theorists were right. Vaccine mandates, vaccine passports, lockdown harms, economic collapse. Now we're warning about digital ID, social credit, central bank digital currency, net zero, fake science, unelected globalist control. And we're still right. I figured I would share that tweet with you because I thought it was one of the greatest tweets I've ever seen. Because everybody thinks we're conspiracy theorists outside of crypto. Try telling somebody about the Great Reset once. First thing they always say is, oh, the U.S. government's never going to get on board with that. The U.S. government is pushing for this. They're just a little bit more subtle about it. They're not in your face with it yet. That will come later. Digital IDs, you know, like the kind they have in China, that limit your travel and other privileges. Welcome to 1930s Germany, people. Papers, please. Joe Biden and his Nazis want to see them. Oh, my bad. That was just another conspiracy theory. And you see here, Biden advances plans to usher in digital ID for all Americans. And I said this was coming for a while, and I told people about this time and time again. I don't know if they just choose to stay asleep, but people need to wake up before it's too late. Although this site is unique and may be the first true 15-minute city to be built in the U.S., he says that the ideas can be replicated in other cities. The first, smart growth, sure, but New York City, Boston, or Chicago, this is not. Now, a lot of people feel like you're going to have to rebuild from the bottom up to get a 15-minute city, but I believe city planners are already looking to turn major cities into 15-minute cities at some point. Unlike another new development under construction in suburban Phoenix, which calls itself car-free, the Utah project called it The Point, isn't assuming that residents will give up cars completely, just that they'll drive much less. One of our goals is to create what we've termed a one-car community, says Alan Matheson, executive director of the Point of Mountain State Land Authority, the government agency leading the project, which is happening on state-owned land. We know there will be those who want more than just one vehicle, but we think we can design this in a way where they say we wouldn't need it. Now, they're not going to come right out and call this what it actually is. The Point sounds like such a great place to live. But if it's, some call it a smart city as well. It's called a smart city because if they called it a concentration camp, you might not want to live there. And smart cities are all about the world economic agenda as well. And we see that happening more overseas right now, but it's coming to the U.S. It's just a matter of time. Now we're going to talk a little bit about media news. So we see the DOJ responds to Tucker Carlson video footage of peaceful Q Schwaman being escorted through the U.S. Capitol, says it lacks context. But no matter if you agree with Tucker or not, what really got me was this right here. Rupert Murdoch has a special obligation to stop Tucker Carlson from going on tonight and continuing to report the truth about J6. A senator is trying to stop a journalist from exercising his First Amendment right because of democracy. Now, if they don't want him talking about this, you know that they're trying to control the narrative. They want to keep that narrative going. They want to keep that division going. I've been saying that for quite a while. We're all being played. Divide and conquer. If they keep us fighting with each other, we will never fight the true enemy, the establishment. Divide and conquer mechanisms, skin color, nationality, sexual identity, religion, language, profession, class, social customs, and political identity. And I said it early on. I said CNN and Fox News are dividing this country. Think about it. People that watch Fox News can't get along with people that watch CNN and vice versa. Because if you watch CNN, you get one set of news. You watch Fox News, you get a different set. And they collide with each other, causing people to stay distracted from what's really going on. Demand for carbon credits is expected to increase within the decade. The value of voluntary carbon market could grow from $2 billion up to $50 billion. Remember in a lot of videos I kept talking about how Ripple is tied to carbon credits as well as other blockchains as well, because they see that's a massive industry. They know at some point every single person is going to have carbon credits to do all the things that they do now. And it's going to start with tokenization as well. Tokenization is bringing efficiency to carbon markets and helping climate initiatives in the process. And it's not just Ripple, it's Quant, it's Stellar, it's HBAR. They're all tied to this because they're ISO coins. They're tied to the new financial system. There's going to be carbon credits in the new financial system. And they're going to tokenize everything around us at some point because that also follows with the Great Reset and the World Economic Forum agenda. How do you price people out of things? By making them buy something that they really don't need. In other words, if your house is emitting way too much CO2, you'll have to buy expensive industrial devices to cut down on your CO2 in the future. That's how they'll price you out of your house. How do they price you out of driving a car? They make you get an EV. If you can't afford an EV, you just won't drive in the future. That's where everything is pushing. World Economic Forum unveils plan to track public's every move for individual carbon footprint. So there you have it. And a lot of people still don't believe this is true, but you see, that's their agenda. They lay it right out there for you to see, yet people are blind to it. The World Economic Forum has unveiled a disturbing new plan that seeks to track the public's every move in order to record individuals' carbon footprint. The agenda was revealed by World Economic Forum member J. Michael Evans, the Canadian president of Chinese online retail giant Alibaba, During a recent World Economic Forum event, Evans boasted that the tech to surveil the masses is in such a way is currently in development and will be rolled out soon. Evans said the plan is to introduce a global system called an individual carbon footprint tracker to monitor people's every move. This is a global system. It's not just going to be this country or that country. Globally. That's why I always told you the Great Reset is one thing that should pull every single person on this planet together, because it's not a US problem, it's not a UK problem, it's a worldwide problem. And Fed Chair Jerome Powell, cryptocurrencies would certainly go to zero if the US launched a CBDC. So he's already talking and planning on launching the CBDC. It's going to come between June and July of this year. Fed now. Now, they're also trying to downplay that that's not a CBDC or it's something different. It's not. It's the same exact thing. And I know it's not going to send crypto to zero. Maybe certain cryptocurrencies. I still believe they're coming for Bitcoin. I believe that's part of the World Economic Forum's agenda as well, because Christine Lagarde said Bitcoin's going to become irrelevant in the future. And somehow we're going to be left with that handful of cryptocurrencies, these ISO coins. I believe other cryptos will be created in the future on a must-need basis. In other words, if it plays into the system, it will be allowed. If it doesn't play into the system, they will regulate it out. I'm sure that's going to be part of it. But a CBDC would never send XRP to zero, because XRP can be utilized in between two CBDCs, that trust layer. And RippleNet's tech, most countries are going to choose that over SWIFT. It's just a matter of time. That's why I always tell you, you got to hold on to your XRP for dear life right now, because that's the one thing that will set you financially free. What other option do you have to invest in right now? The current financial system is falling apart. I still believe we're going to see more and more banks collapse over time. It might not happen this month, and it might not happen next month, but it is definitely coming. They want this system to fall apart. You see, the world's dead. Every country is in line with the Great Reset because it's a true start over for them. But it enslaves me and you. And with that chip, I'm never, ever getting that. And I don't suggest any of you to get it either. But let me know what your thoughts are on all of this in the comments section down below. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.